Welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV. More on club rugby in Western Province, and as you know, slowly teams coming back to training one day at a time, so to speak. Of course, as we say, and remind everybody there, according to the health and safety protocols, all very strictly controlled, and of course also certified by Western Province. But some fixtures are at least now on the cards, and we know that one of them, or one of those sets of fixtures, is the Varsity Cup. And to tell me a little bit more about the Varsity Cup and preparations for UCT, Tom Dawson-Squibb, head coach at UCT. Tom, welcome to Cape Rugby TV. Welcome.
Thanks, JP. Yeah, nice to make my debut here, and thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, Tom, we haven't had a chance to chat with you. We always see that you're involved with all the big stuff, involved with the Stormers, involved with UCT, and all the gurus on that side. How are things going there at UCT?
Yeah, good. Thanks, JP. I mean, it's been a very unconventional year for everyone, you know, as we all know. And we got sort of word probably late January that the Varsity Cup was going to officially go ahead. You know what it's been like. It's been a rumor mill left, right, and centre. And then the fixtures were sent out and the whole protocols around how we could return to play and what was going to be required. And then I think the start of last week, everything was sort of ratified around these are the fixtures, this is where they're going to take place, this is how it's going to take place. So as you can imagine, the excitement's been big. I think you've got to be honest with yourself. We're just very grateful to be playing. I know that the majority of people watching the show aren't able to play yet, aren't able to be out in the field, you know. So we're very grateful, albeit that it's difficult. I think we just got to be grateful that we can be out there together, enjoying each other's company, getting fit, getting strong. So, yeah, we're going.
You've got 4 teams doing pretty much the same as you at the moment. It's yourself. I'm talking now about in Western Province, yourself, UWC, Stellenbosch, CPUT. Have you guys been talking to each other? Is there some sort of Varsity Cup conversation going on?
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought, myself, Paul True and Drickus Hanker becoming big mates, you know, before before we were about to try, our teams are about to tear into each other. But no, you have to. I think there's a bigger cause at play here. You know, we were going to set up friendlies between the 3 Varsity Cup sides. And then just yesterday, we got a directive saying we can't start friendlies until I think the 19th of March. Right. So now we've got to go into this bubble from the 5th of April without being able to play friendlies until the 19th of March. So that's thrown a little curveball for us last night. But we are talking to each other, and we will, you know, we play Marties in our first game on the 5th of April. But we're going to have to play friendlies against each other because of the way that things have worked out, and I think it'll be great. I think what's most important, I think, is getting us physically ready. So for us to play against each other is going to be vital.
Tom, from a bubble perspective, what does that mean? Could you maybe summarize that for us? I mean, we hear so often about players going into the bubble and there's testing and then staying isolated. But for the viewers that are watching right now, when we talk about the bubble, how would you, in a snapshot, define it?
Yeah, so it's called the soft bubble, JP, which is one of the new trendy words, you know, a soft bubble. But what that's going to mean is the players and the staff will have to be within the confines of the precinct. We're staying at the Tux precinct, and we will not be able to leave. So we can't go to the cinema or the shops or anything like that. Right. You'll have a runner. So if you want to get something from outside, you'll have to get that. But the staff, the people who are cleaning the place or feeding everyone, they will be able to come and go. So it'll be different to sort of the Proteas cricket bubble. And I don't think it'll be as extreme as sort of the Six Nations bubble that they're in at the moment, where they go and they train and then they're back to their rooms for their meals. It won't be that extreme. So we'll be able to meet as a team. We'll be able to eat together, and we'll be able to train. Albeit we don't have much time to train, but we won't be able to leave the bubble for 7 days.
And from a fixture perspective, are there different locations or is it one location?
Yeah, so we play either. What's wonderful, look, I can't stop raving about the Varsity Cup and what they've done to try and get this going, but also what they've done over the past, 12, 13 years to promote players as human beings and to make it professionally. they're going to be, I think, 56 out of the 72 games are going to be on TV, JP. So
Right.
they're going to play at Tucky's A. So every game on Tucky's A will be on TV, at Loftus, and then on Tucky's B. So the games
Okay.
on Tucky's B won't be on TV, but
Right.
all the games at Loftus and all the games on Tucky's A will be on television live. The
Right.
games are, I think, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. Um, and they've tried to make it work around public holidays and what have
Okay.
you,
Okay.
obviously within the confines of the fact that
Yeah.
we also need to
Yeah.
rest the bodies.
But you won't be traveling to Durban, you won't be playing at Stellenbosch University, and you won't be playing at the Green Mile. So it's very different in terms of one central location, really. Tom,
Yeah,
one of the
and no wind, JP, no wind.
no, no wind. Oh yes, there's going to be no wind and no mountain for Stellenbosch.
Yeah.
Let's talk quickly, Tom. During the off season, you guys, of course, have been doing your very best to keep the players motivated, to keep them excited, and we came across a music video a few days ago. Tell us a little bit about this music video that UCT put together.
Yeah, it's called the Warrior Poet. So, look, obviously we're not the Stormers, so we couldn't pull in all the big guns and do the sort of Osieza song that they did earlier last year, which was awesome. But singing's always been a massive part of our club.
Right.
Guys sing before the game. Some guys put their headphones on. Some guys like to sing. We sing in what people will call the kontikis or celebration events. Guys will sing and they'll come up with different songs for different players. And then we've got this Warrior Poet, which was actually written in 2008 by a chap called Andrew Shaw. He wrote this, and it was like an acoustic kind of song. And then he spruced it up a few years later. And for those musos listening, it became almost like 30 Seconds to Mars like, it's a bit quite rock and a bit heavy and what have you. And the guys sing it when we win in the change room, and like after an event or something special, we'll always sing that Warrior Poet. And I think if you ask the players who've played over the past 13 years and the coaches, they'll all say it's a special time. But I felt that we could change it. And I spoke to the composer, and I just felt we could make it more African. I felt we could make it more modern, and I felt we could be more inclusive through doing that. So I got a little committee of some of the players together, and I said, "Okay, guys, let's brainstorm." So they wanted a rap. They wanted a little monologue at the start. So all those things are new. And then I went to a local producer called DJ Kosher, who's collaborated with sort of Jimmy Nevis's of this world. And I said, what can you do? And he came back with a sample. I played it to the guys, and they said, no, this is great. And then we went in and we recorded it. And then we brought in more of the guys to sort of record some of the choruses and what have you. And look, I think we got quite a cool product out of it. The guys loved doing it. And, when I showed it to the wider squad a few weeks ago, you could just see the faces and the smiles and the energy from that, So I can't wait for us to sing it. Hopefully we can get a win sooner rather than later so we can sing it together.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. So now you're not only a rugby coach, but a music producer as well, Tom. We say to you and the players out there that you need to be staying safe, and we look forward to catching up again soon.
Yeah, thanks so much. No, thanks so much, JP, and thanks for having me on your show and all that you're doing to keep Cape Rugby going. I think, one thing, we've got the Varsity Cup coming, but one thing that all of us really want to do is be able to play in a league as well. The Cape League, such a special space. So hopefully that can happen sooner rather than later, God willing.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tom. We leave it at that. Thanks very much.
Thanks, JP.
There we go, folks. Tom Dawson-Squibb, head coach of a UCT Rugby Football Club. And the Warrior Poet, the song for UCT. A fantastic song, and we'll play you to the break with the Warrior Poet. Back in a sec.
We stand together, united as one. Our story never ending, it's only begun. No person bigger than the next, no dream too far to chase. A bond set in stone, a memory never erased. Selfopoffering om te oefen, bloed, sweat en trane. Soslala siphumeleza noma kanjani. Nasibunzimeni asipeli amandla. No matter where I end up, I know in every fiber that deep down inside, I will always be a tiger.
Do you know how it feels when it's running through your veins? When everything feels like fire and you feel no pain? when the drum begins to beat and the crowd begins to sing, and you see in the eye of the tiger the fear in the enemy king. Well, lift up your hearts to the night, for they will be here at first light. As the tears run down my warrior face, I swear that I will come for you. Through the windswept fields of this lonely place, I swear that I will make it through.
Do you know how it feels when the sky begins to fall? When hurricanes of blue and white play out the art of war. When you swear your allegiance to your brothers in arms, together on the green mile with the sound of the enemy's alarm.
Lift up your hearts to the night, for they will be here at first light.
As the tears run down my warrior face, I swear that I will come for you. Through the windswept fields of this lonely place, I swear that I will make it through.
You know how it feels, I don't think that you do. A feeling that can't be felt until you play for the U. We don't do it for the glory, we don't do it for the fame. We do it for this club and for the love of the game. Many pass through, many come and go, but the bond between the Ikeys you'll never outgrow. From the time you walk until the time you leave, the Ikeys Club will open up your eyes to see it's more than rugby, more than a game. I'm talking about a brotherhood through victory and pain. Doesn't matter where you come from, just matters where you're at. So come and let the Ikeys put you on the map. Between the four lines, become a man of steel. Let me ask you again, do you know how it feels?
As the tears run down